He's still a child. I'll send him to me then.
So Bonnie Blue has finally been deleted on every social media platform.
Even OF has limits to the dangerous debauchery, and her latest stunt has proven to be too vile, they don't even want it on their platform.
I'm doing Bonnie Blue's petting zoo in June.
What's a petting zoo?
I am going to be tied up in a glass box.
I have to give a bit of warning for this video because I feel like it could be quite disturbing for some people. It was pretty disturbing for me, but the debauchery that is Bonnie Blue has now hit an all-time low or maybe an all-time peak. I don't know, it depends on how you view it. I am very proud to announce that Bonnie Blue has been banned from OnlyFans, and the reason why? It'll make you gag. It will literally make you puke, angry, shit yourself, lose brain cells, I don't know. So just stay tuned. So good to be back. I just came back from America. It was my first time there. I was in Rochester, New York for Emily King's wedding. It was beautiful. I got to meet the Dadvocate. All of us came together. I'll show you some clips at the end of this video. I want to stay on track here, but before I do continue with this video, I just want to let you guys know that I have a new segment coming out. It's called Dear Roma. And what I want from you guys is for you to email me any questions you have, any stories, whether it be about domestic violence, a current relationship, a past relationship, addiction, mental health. Email me your questions, email me your story. I'm here to give you advice, and I will read your stories on my new segment. So you can email me at roma@romaarmy.com. Super simple. I would also love to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, which is absolutely nobody, because nobody is willing to sponsor a Bonnie Blue video except for me. So I will be sponsoring myself today. Make sure you come check out my Patreon if you want free merch, if you want to talk to me daily, if you want to pick my content, if you want mental health check-ins daily, if you want to game with me. Like I literally offer so much on Patreon, and you're missing out. So don't subscribe to OnlyFans. Come subscribe to me. So as I said before, OnlyFans has officially banned Bonnie Blue because she is too outrageous even for them. An entire platform that thrives off of exploiting people, letting them sell their chocolate starfishes for $3.99 and selling their dignity down the river in a shit handbasket. That's OnlyFans. This very company has said, Bonnie Blue, we don't want to see how many more dicks you can take. For those that aren't familiar with Bonnie Blue, I'll give you a super quick rundown. She's an OnlyFans model. She's from Australia. She was married at one point, but then when her marriage broke down, can't seem to figure out why, she decided to tour the world as an OnlyFans model that preys on young boys. She calls them schoolies, so she goes to colleges and she thrives off of sleeping with boys who just turned 18. Yep, that's a real thing. She made such a shitstorm on social media by doing this that Australia kicked her out of the country. She is no longer able to go back there. She's also the woman that slept with 1,057 men in just one day. I think she did it in like 12 hours. I don't know. That must have been a long day. And a long cooter after that. Talk about hot dog down a hallway. God damn. All she is an internet prostitute that has found a way to brand herself using shock value. It's kind of impressive if she wasn't such a disgusting predator. But what's got her in the headlines today is her new experiment that received so much backlash, OnlyFans deleted her. I'm talking about Bonnie Blue's petting zoo. Let's take a listen.
What's next then?
I'm doing Bonnie Blue's petting zoo in June.
What's a petting zoo? Do I want to know?
Yeah, I mean, you can come and watch.
I'm good.
I am going to be tied up in a glass box. The public can come and fuck me and use me in multiple ways. I want to be, it's like a zoo. I want people to be able to come and touch me, spit on me, pull my hair.
In a box?
So it's going to be in a
Perspex box?
In a house, and then within the house is going to be a glass box. Yeah, this box is going to be filled with random strangers fucking me.
Okay, but why the box? You could just do it in a room. It just adds another element to it.
Because there's going to be some people that just want to stand back and watch. I want it to be like a zoo. I want it to be different. It's like a piece of art.
A piece of art? Art? Really? You can watch this full interview up on Shizio's channel. He's got about 17,000. He just did this video with her 3 days ago. Now you can probably imagine why people are upset, pissed off, and why she lost all of her social media platforms due to this, right? It's grotesque, it's disgusting. Not only that, but it's extremely dangerous. An OnlyFans representative responded and said, extreme challenge content is not available on the Racy website and is not permitted under our acceptable use policy and terms of service. Bonnie Blue has also broken her silence about this, saying that my content was deemed dangerous, but if I was banned for this, it calls into question the authenticity of the platform, as no other creator has had the same treatment, from using underage children to promote OnlyFans to content that should be prohibited by the platform. It's my belief that OnlyFans does not care about the creators or the people, but just the press articles and public pressure. If I didn't have the platform I have for the hard work I've done, I don't think they would have batted an eyelid, as proven with all these other creators. First of all, hard work. That's what we're calling laying on our back, taking heat-seeking moisture missiles up her long-ass vagina all day. If you've never seen Bonnie Blue's vagina, I'm not usually one to body shame women, but it is long, bro. Like, it's really disgusting. Somebody like Bonnie Blue that has made herself famous by saying that she wants to be the first person to blow an 18-year-old the moment that it turns midnight, the moment he's legal. Like, to be taking a stance against predators when you literally are a predator has to be the weirdest thing. I was genuinely not expecting to see that. She says that during her events, she has extensive checks, including ID scanners, multiple consent forms, signed off documents which prove no coercion, and no consumption of alcohol and drugs, which is very funny because when she slept with 1,057 men, OnlyFans actually removed the video because they couldn't confirm that everybody in that video was of age. So she's actually not taking all of these measures. OnlyFans responded again, saying any breach of our terms and service results in content or account deactivation. This is why it has been necessary to take this action. We always act when users breach our term of service. But the disgraced model has hit back, stating that she has been singled out as her stunts are nothing that other content creators aren't already doing. She says they deemed my content dangerous, although I'm the only person creating this content who has never publicly made statements about ending up in the hospital due to creating unsafe environments, nor have I publicly explained my sadness due to these events, unlike others who are allowed to stay. So because she's saying I enjoyed this, I like it, I'm not being hurt and abused, she thinks that it's not dangerous because that hasn't happened yet. The main difference between me and others is I'm more successful and I don't cry or bleed after my events as I understand my body and my limits. Oh, wow. Wow, 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 wow. But what is that saying? A broken clock is right twice a day or once a day. Even Bonnie Blue is correct in the statement that OnlyFans does not care about women. They don't care about the content creators. OnlyFans was started by a woman whose idea was to put the power back into the models so that they didn't have to have pimps and they didn't have to have these other companies that were exploiting them. But what it ended up happening is that OnlyFans fostered an environment where these women ended up being the pimps, right? Like they're offering girls cash discounts and cash bonuses if they get freshly turned 18-year-olds to sign up to the site, right? So they're like, hey, let's remove pimps, but actually we're going to turn the women into the recruiters and the pimps. And it's worked. It's effectively worked. But there's actually a deeper reason as to why Bonnie Blue got banned, and it's because the world has seen these types of experiments before. They don't particularly call them petting zoo. It's called the glass box experiment, but there was 2 other instances where this has happened before. One of the outcomes was way more severe than the other one, so I'll talk about the lighter one first. There was a really controversial performer named Milo Mior, and she had been traveling Europe for her new Mirror Box show, which is designed to promote women's rights to not be touched. The artist invited complete strangers to fondle her genitals in public, and during the show, Miss Mior allowed passerbyers of the age 18 and over to touch her breasts and genitals for 30 seconds. Now, I believe this experiment only lasted like 30 minutes to an hour before she was arrested in the Trafalgar Square in London. She told the Mirror Online, I was in Trafalgar Trafalgar Square, and the police came and told me that what I was doing was against the law, so I had to come with them to the police station. Makes sense, right? Standing completely naked in public where children and just about anybody can see you while people fondle you, probably illegal. But that's not even the worst of it. The worst of it is what happened during the experiment Rhythm Zero. Marina Abramovic, I hope I'm saying that right, did something very similar to Bonnie Blue, but she wasn't doing it for her own pleasure. She was doing it as a social experiment to call out misogyny and see the willingness of the men in society to hurt women if they were given the opportunity. And what happened to her is extremely grotesque. I have to blur out this image because I'm pretty sure, I may be seeing this wrong, but I think her nipples were either cut off or burned. You can see this image online if you want. I'm not comfortable sharing it here. I don't want to get banned from YouTube, and I just don't want to do that to her, man. It's fucking awful. Her first performance was in Naples in 1974, and everybody saw her declare herself as the object. She then instructed the audience to use the props on her as they wished. So she stood there was an entire table, people could do whatever they wanted to her, and they did. The performance lasted 6 hours. At first, her audience was passive, but as time went on, they turned violent, with people using the objects to cut into her skin, rip her clothes, stick a knife between her legs, and attach a piece of paper to her body that read "vile." Surrounding the table at the RA, there are photographs of the performance. They show predominantly men playing with the objects, touching her body, ogling and laughing at her with their friends as she stands there alone, tears filling her eyes. She later commented on this experiment and she said, "I grew up with incredible control, discipline, and violence at home. Everything was extreme." The Rhythm Zero experiment explores tightening of rules in an authoritarian society, but also what it's like to be a woman in a deeply misogynistic culture. So we've seen these types of experiments happen before. It obviously did not go well because we live in a very sick, destructive, misogynistic society. So I'm quite baffled at the fact that Bonnie Blue thought that she was just going to lock herself in the box, take away her right to consent, and everything was going to be fine. Because as she said earlier, she doesn't cry or bleed after her events. Well, I would be hard-pressed to believe that she could still make that statement after this experiment, but it got shut down. She will no longer be doing it because she can't monetize it on OnlyFans. No publication will post about it. Also, as I mentioned before, she's been banned on all of her social media platforms. Now I'm going to do my very best to get an interview with Bonnie Blue for a podcast because I think talking with her would be very interesting. However, I am worried about my self-control and whether or not I will be able to refrain from flying over the table and choking her the fuck out, considering she talks about young adults and little boys as schoolies that she wants to fuck. I think her being banned from OnlyFans has created a larger discussion, which is, should OnlyFans even exist? Should porn exist? Should there be a ban on this? Because at the end of the day, we want to talk about protecting women, ending rape culture, and all of this stuff, but then we promote the very things in society that encourage these things, right? So it's always, men, don't sexualize us, but hey, you can see my butthole for $3.99. I think one thing that Bonnie Blue is incredibly underestimated about is her marketing strategy. She knows how to use shock culture. She knows how to freak people out, how to get people talking about her. I mean, look, even me, I'm talking about her right now. But at the end of the day, the thing about women like Bonnie Blue is that they don't think that they have anything to contribute to society. They don't find themselves valuable. And so the only thing they want to contribute is their body and their sexuality. And this, in result, has become incredibly harmful because women like Bonnie Blue have encouraged other creators to try to replicate her work, the 1,000 Men in One Day. So I think that banning porn would probably be a really good way to reset society and would probably change a lot on how men objectify women, how young boys treat young girls. I mean, the ripple effects would be grand, to say the least, but I don't think that they'll do it because it's such a profitable part of society.
The Powerpuff Girls were born! Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup. Look at Dora. Hey, where's Bubbles?
She's probably upstairs combing her hair so she'll be the prettiest girl at the party. I'm gonna be the prettiest girl at the party.
We're going to New York, bitches!
Say to them, say to the downkeepers, the sun slappers, the self-soilers, the harmony hushers. Even if you are not ready for the day, it cannot always be night.
All Canadians, all aboard. I'm on a plane train. I don't want to hear y'all one more time talk shit about our Canadian bacon, because what the fuck is this? It's so thin. Okay, so I've been in Atlanta for about T-minus 30 minutes, and already Americans are a lot nicer than I was told they would be. Y'all's straws are like this recyclable plastic, which is really cool because ours is cardboard. Your water kind of tastes like chlorine. I got to see a drug-sniffing dog. I got to see 2 of them. And I'm drinking a mimosa at 7:55 in the morning, so shit's good.
Into the night.
Where's this strange sheeping?
Into the night. Into the night.
I could not make our waitress smile for the life of me. Neither of them smiled. I think I'm starting to understand the difference between the Canadian niceness and the American niceness. Because in Canada, waitresses are always smiling, being like, hey, how are you? And here they are very serious.
My God at the top. Into the night. Into the night.
I have always wanted to try Dunkin' Donuts. You know I'm Canadian, so we're Tim Hortons all the way, but not as good as I thought I'd be. Ours are a little sweeter. I kind of like these. Maybe like these slightly more. Not bad. I approve of the donuts.
Oh,